Oh my gosh, I was having so much fun. I hope you guys were having so much fun as well. I mean, I was beeping my horn. I
Beep
don't know
beep.
about
Toot
you.
toot. Beep beep.
So,
Toot
Nikki,
toot
was it
beep
good for
beep.
you?
It was good for me.
Oh, Pixie, was it good for you?
It
Whenever
was
I could,
great for me.
whenever I
Best
could
I've
toot
ever
my
had.
horn.
And Mal, I know it was good for you.
Of course, I always like beeping my horn.
Oh my gosh.
You're
Welcome,
beeping your
welcome
horn.
to episode 32, guys. Shavasta back in the house. I missed you guys as much as you missed me. We are a little tipsy this evening. I'll just have to put it out there. I've been drinking.
Wow, Male Spy, that was incredibly BM.
Oh
That
my.
was like the most BM comment ever. It's okay because if I wanted to hear hipsters, I just listened to Pixie's live stream. And that's okay because if I wanted to look at a hipster, I would just look at your face.
Woo! All right. So
Oh my.
Shots!
shots fired.
Oh!
I'm gonna leave it at that. And Pixie, why don't you take it here and introduce our guests since you are all up in that grill?
All right, so this is a really awesome close personal friend of mine. It's Curse Mal, Matt Nieves. So Matt's a professional Infinite Crisis player. He's on Team Curse. So he's been playing MOBAs for about 8 years, and he's played predominantly League for 4 of them. He's been playing IC for the past 5 months, and has officially climbed his way to the top of the food chain in IC, and really started to make a name for himself and his team. So thanks for coming on.
No problem. Anytime.
So Matt, I'm just
Alrighty.
gonna have to
Thanks
tell
for
you
having
that
me.
you're gonna have to speak up a little bit so we can hear you because you sound like you're eating something or chips in the face. I don't know, but a little
It's
mumbled
okay,
there.
just
So
yell at us.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's no problem.
there you go.
Just
Perfect.
pretend like you don't like me, like every other time we play a video game together.
So
Be nice.
now we're gonna throw some questions at you to kind of introduce you a little bit more to the people that are watching who may not understand what a MOBA or Infinite Crisis or any of these games are. And then we're gonna have some random off-the-cuff questions that are gonna be thrown at you just for fun. All right. So Nikki, go ahead with the first question.
I'm not ready.
I'm not ready. Okay. So Pixie, go with the next question.
Wow, oink oink, Jesus.
Oink, oink. I'll drink some more. Okay.
That's my question, oink oink. Okay, so like tell us a little bit about MOBAs in general. So I know what MOBAs are and how they're played. Would you like to explain MOBAs in their entirety real quick and like a real quick like snapshot for us? So Chad understands.
Yeah, basically it's just like think of like an MMO almost, but with way less powers and then kind of like an over-the-top view. So it's a really, really condensed MMO basically. And then it's always competitive, always PvP. So a lot of fun.
So when you say condensed MMO, I'm an MMO player and I don't understand that definition.
Right.
If we're
so,
talking about condensed MMO, you're saying that is it a stripped down version?
I think they take the best aspects of like, any MMO. Like, you have your items, but you don't necessarily have to go through like a grind for it. You do have like some type of PvE content when it comes to like the NPCs. And again, you have like that open world aspect with the PvP. So
Okay. There is an open world aspect to it? I thought they were just arenas.
um,
Like different maps.
yeah, you can change the map. So if you want to consider
think
them arenas, yeah.
It may vary from
I think
developer to developer.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it does vary by game basis. So
So you
Awesome.
play Infinite Crisis and you play other ones also?
yeah, recently I've been playing Strife for about a week. So,
Okay.
but
About a week.
IC's my main one currently.
you're welcome, Strife.
All right, so I think Nikki should have her question ready by now.
I just picked one off of there, right?
Sure, go ahead. Yep.
No, I mean I did.
Oh, you did. All right.
No,
well, I'm gonna move
I'll
on.
keep going.
Keep
I
going.
have more questions to ask. It's just, we had somebody else on that played MOBAs, right? So
Yes.
I know them pretty well, and that's when I accidentally brought up the Blizzard MOBA, which evidently is not a real MOBA.
Oh, sorry.
Well, if you ask a MOBA player, they don't consider it to be in the realm of true MOBAs because it's a
But
hybrid.
isn't that like what they said about WoW when the world was like mostly EverQuest and then all of a sudden WoW became everything, right? But
It
I
is.
mean,
It is.
isn't the big one League of Legends?
Yes.
Yeah. League is by far the biggest
League
MOBA.
is leading the pack. Yes.
And
You are
have you
correct.
played that?
Yeah, I played for 4 years,
And what?
and I'm sorry, go
What?
ahead.
No, so you played for 4 years. What draws you away from that into IC?
Basically, as like League got bigger, they kind of became more stale. Like just their ideas, I didn't really like them, so I decided to like part from that game and try out IC.
So not all MOBAs are the same.
No, like they have very different. The way it's played out is based on the map, and the map can pretty much offer you like different choices and different strategies altogether.
Okay. And
So would I have a quick question because
go
we're
ahead.
saying maps, and I just want to. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, Nikki. But when you say maps, from an FPS standpoint, and I love FPS as well, MOBAs more, but or MOBAs. I'm sorry, MMOs more, but an FPS standpoint, maps are key when you're talking about FPS because the more intricate the map is. And the more the map is developed, the better the play will be for the player. So are you saying that's how MOBAs are actually developed in the aspect of playstyle from player to player?
Exactly. Like you can have one map on an FPS that plays completely differently from like a different map on a different FPS. Um, the map is designed to be either more or less competitive, and that's what makes MOBAs like really unique, in my opinion.
I think I just had a breakthrough. So for me, as a non-MOBA player, and I generally do not like MOBAs, the aspect of a MOBA has never been for me to be competitive with the map. It's always been, damn it, this just doesn't work for me. But when you're talking about adding the FPS and the map changing, and for the reason that they changed to make it more competitive, as an MMO player, we play for the quests and the competitive nature in the class versus the map per se. So for those of you who have not played a MOBA and want to try it, if you think of it in that aspect as the map being that aspect of changing your character trait line, the map would be that trait line. The map would be where you get the best bang for your buck and trying to be strategic for playing that MOBA. Light bulb.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
Okay.
It's one of those godlike moments.
Yeah, it is. I just figured it out. I'll just drink some more.
So out of curiosity, why MOBAs?
I always thought they had like a really unique feel to them. Ever since like I played Dota back on like the Warcraft servers and stuff. Just you have so many varieties going out, like you can have hundreds of characters, and between that, like even more powers, and I don't know, it just really intrigued me. And from that, it became like more competitive, because like just looking by the numbers, MOBAs have like, by far the most right now. So the more people you have, the more competitive you can be, and I just have a competitive nature, so.
So when you're not playing competitively, what are the games that you like to play for fun or leisurely?
I've actually been playing a lot of Counter-Strike recently, to be honest.
Headshots.
Yep.
Okay.
A lot of CS:GO.
God,
So-
Val. Okay, go on.
Valve, yeah.
No, as soon as they say
Baby, a
Counter-Strike,
triple!
as soon as you say
So-
Counter-Strike.
So Mal, let me ask you, why do you think that most females shy away from the competitive esports scene, specifically MOBAs?
Specifically MOBAs, I think. Oh no, I always think they kind of get like this stigma put on them like immediately, because like if you look at FPS, like you have a lot of female gamers that are like willing to go out there and like, prove themselves. MOBAs, it's almost like before they even get to try and play, they just get this like negativity built around them. It's like, oh, this person's a girl, they're probably gonna be like bad at it, and they never actually give them a fair shot, and they just kind of deny them off the back. So, like, that's my whole opinion on it, and I kind of wish it would change. Just because like it's a lot of undiscovered talent that can be out there.
And we want to make a disclaimer right now saying that that is Mal's personal opinion. It does not reflect his team opinion or the opinions of his sponsor.
It does not.
I want to say that
because I do tend to agree with him. Having faced a little bit of that discrimination firsthand. So I mean, I do absolutely agree with him. But his views definitely don't affect or are not the views of Curse. I'm sorry. Wow. Whew. English too hard.
Now let me ask you if there was one or maybe two things that you think would push that change for allowing a lot more females to feel comfortable in that environment, which is esports or MOBAs. What do you think the suggestion from your end of being in the professional environment that would be? For example, maybe it would be the overall management of teams or management style, the sponsorship ability of a female player, or just an open arms environment. For a couple of examples, what do you think would be one or two things that you would suggest that would kind of crack the mold?
To be honest, with MOBAs, it has to come from the community itself. The community decides, who rises and falls in most games, right? And to change the opinions of so many people, like, again, just my personal opinions, when it comes to especially MOBAs, people aren't really open-minded. Like, they're not willing to give people a shot unless, you like absolutely prove you're the best and against like other top tier players. Like, I also think what they could do is try and let me see how I should word this. I think like actually getting behind female gamers and like giving them the spotlight and proving that they're capable, it would also help. But again, it's just really all about the community. They can be harsh at times, and it's really unfair. But if they're able to change their mindsets, like even just a little bit, it would actually help them out.
Well, I want to say thank you for your honest opinion, because I know it's hard at some times when you are on a team or on having a sponsor that you can't say what you want to say. But I think that was very well put and neutral by yourself. And again, these are your opinions. They're not opinions of your sponsor or your teammates. So now we're going to get to the hard-hitting questions, the ones that really are going to make you cringe. I'm going to go first. Cake or pie?
I'd have to say pie.
Pie, because the cake is a lie.
It?
Yeah.
Vodka or tequila?
There you go, Nikki. Go ahead.
I would say tequila.
Okay.
Pixie, you got one more.
Favorite game of all time?
Of all time. I'd have to go with like anything Mario. So it's
I was about to ask Mario or Luigi, but you already answered that question.
Yeah.
All right, so Nikki, who's in chat?
Nobody. There's nobody here. Did anyone tweet out?
Yes, we did.
I don't understand. No, there's people here.
Wow.
I'm just kidding with people.
BM just falling out of Nikki's mouth.
Okay, whenever you call me out on this,
I see
just
chick in chat. Come on, who else?
I see deep throats. I see people I see all the time.
Revealing the Watergate scandal.
Yes, deep throats. And oh, come on. It's like, how do you put so many consonants in a row and be able to pronounce it? No. Arturia, how do you pronounce the first one?
You just throw them out as best you can. That's the fun of the game.
Arturia, Brumfondle, deep
Brumfondle.
Fuck
Fuck
Male Spy, Mal, obviously. MMO Buff in the house.
MMO Buff.
Chick
Represent.
and Snarky.
Snarky. Wait. We need more. Everyone tweet now.
All right, thank you guys. All you guys for coming and joining us. We thank the LORT posse, as I'm going to call you now, the ones that come every week,
Yes.
day in and day out. They are supporting us. They are champions of the roundtable. You guys, I love you. Thank you for supporting us each week. I'm excited that you're here. And I think we're going to move on to our exciting and important announcements. And that would be Pixie and Nikki are going to be at Dragon Con.
Yes!
Yes, we will be there. And I have a meetup on Thursday at Gigabytes, a cafe down in Marietta, for anyone that wants to drop by. If you're looking for when that is, just send me a tweet at Star Citizen AA.
And we will be tweeting that out from our main Ladies of the Roundtable's
Yes,
Twitter.
we will.
We'll do all kinds of lame things for you.
Yes, Nikki.
Like,
is
Nikki
Pixie going to be at that chat with you? That meet and greet?
I'm inviting her.
Okay.
She better be there. That's
Pixie,
why I
you're
asked her
formally invited.
Well, I know
you have been cordially invited.
Ben,
thank you.
Yeah, Ben Lesnick will be there from Cloud Imperium Games. That much I know.
Oh, guys, there might be some giveaways going on. You might want to make your reservations for that meet and greet because it could be full and packed and you won't get in.
And it's a bring your own. And the last time they had a Star Citizen meet and greet there were like 70 people. And it's a cafe where you could play pretty much any game from Magic the Gathering to any of the tabletop games. So it's a pretty cool place. And it's bring your own.
That's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Too bad I can't be there, but I'm sure you guys are going to cover it well and make me proud. And I should see some pictures.
Oh, you just shut up, bitch. You didn't take us to Germany with you, so you could just shove it.
She just called me out my name, yo. I think I might put my razor blade back in my bra because it could be on.
Yeah, we're going to Atlanta. You were in Cologne.
All right. So, anyways, let's go into hot topics. Pixie, what's yours?
Okay, so this has to be the dumbest thing I've ever heard. I apologize. Like, there was a 16-year-old kid who was arrested and suspended from school for killing his neighbor's dinosaur.
Was that the name of the kid's dog, though? I mean, something.
No, he wrote a fictional essay. And he talked about how he went next door and he killed his neighbor's dinosaur. A creature that has been extinct for like hundreds of thousands of billions of years, right? And he was suspended from school because he used the word gun in said paper. And the police were called. They proceeded to like search his locker and his backpack and like everything he owned, not finding anything. And I have to say, mad props to this boy because he is sticking his ground. He is like, you know, the simple fact is, yes, I used the word gun. I don't think it was inappropriate. He's like, I was writing a fictional story. He was like, I didn't go and shoot my neighbor's dog who is named Dinosaur. He's like, this is a fictional story. This is a piece of my imagination. And like, I'm now being reprimanded for it. Which I think really does actually blur the lines of freedom of speech. I'm proud of this person for like standing their ground. Because I think that the zero tolerance policies in schools have been taken very, very harshly and have crossed the line from providing a safe environment to providing one that is stifling.
All right, well, I'm going to take the other stance on this policy because as a parent of a kid in public school, I would rather there be the higher end of paranoia and someone take a look at what's going on than having an incident at my child's school where I cannot protect her because I cannot be there all day long. However, there is an aspect of this we're not looking at. We're looking at the fact that there's a teacher in between all of this, right? This is called creative writing or whatever the class that this child was taking. And that teacher should have been able to have a conversation with said student to field out what was going on before the police and everybody and their mother got involved. And this is where the disconnect comes with education and not wanting to get yourself in trouble as a teacher, because it is a bit of a conundrum when you're a teacher. You get your hands are tied with these kids because you get involved too much, and then parents get all upset because you're in their business, and then you stand off a little bit, and then parents are upset because you're not teaching. But in the meantime, what are you going to do? You're an educator. So Nikki, let's hear your opinion.
My opinion is that too many times when we bring stories up like this, we play the opposing sides. We never find a happy medium. I don't want people just calling in the cops for something like this. That's just over the top. The problem is we don't have enough information from the story. Was this kid a problem? Had he made threats before? Why did the teacher feel that she needed to call the cops? Did she feel the kid might have been a little crazy or something? We don't have all that. But I don't like we had an incident like that here where I live in Georgia, where they had helicopters out looking for a kid because he made a threat. And it just doesn't make sense to me. But, I also would hate for my kids to be in that school with a kid with an AK walking around shooting people, right? So I honestly, I think that we're getting a little scared and over the top. Sometime in the future, we've got to figure out a way to make this so you're not doing, you're not, you can't even write a creative story without I'm sorry. It just doesn't make sense to me. It doesn't. It could infuriate me that something like this could go on. And yes, I have young kids, 13, in public school, but it's too much on both sides of it, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's no happy medium.
Yeah.
And I think that there is something to be said about these schools that have taken the stance on being more precautionary by putting in various things like metal detectors and adding in clear backpacks and things that maybe could head off some of the incidents that would occur, and encouraging kids to report things that they might find out of the norm with their friends because someone is maybe feeling isolated or different from the other kids, because that's what most of what we see in the media happens is someone is feeling ostracized.
Well, we remember. We all remember some of the horrible incidents that have occurred in the past, and in particular, I believe it was Columbine. As much as I hate to talk about it, Columbine. I believe there were people who were warned it was coming and told to leave school, because these were people who had been nice to the perpetrators of the action. I really, honestly, I don't remember for sure, but I'm almost positive that's the case. Matt, what do you think?
Overall, I think you do kind of have to put some blame on the educators, right? Because they're the ones that make that red line. It's you can have this, you can, put this in here, it's fine. And at the same time, they have to say, we're no longer allowed to talk about this. Ultimately, it does come up to the faculty. I do think people are just getting a little bit too paranoid with topics like this. If it's in a piece of writing, it's one thing. If it's in multiple pieces, that could be a sign. But just overall, I think people are just taking it a little too over the top.
What do you think? What do you guys think about the fact that at what point should the parents be involved? If this was an in-class assignment, should there have been the parents being called before the police are called?
Absolutely.
Or what do you guys think?
And
yes, that's what I'm saying.
That didn't occur.
That's what I'm saying.
That did not occur. The mother of this child had no idea what was going on. He was searched, arrested, and suspended all before his mother had any notification of what had gone on.
Oh man, they would put me in jail. I'm just saying, but
yeah, and again, how much information aren't we getting? But this, school's only been in session for what, 3 weeks? My kids went back the first week of August, so it's what interaction did the teacher have with this kid already? Right? It's not enough to draw that conclusion so quickly. We're missing something here. We are missing something.
Yeah, I think you're right. And again, with it being in the media, we probably are. 9 times out of 10, we don't have the whole story.
Yeah.
But I think Matt's right when you start talking about, he said that when we're talking about women and females playing esports and playing games, it has to start with community. Well, this is the same kind of thing. We have to start with the community. There has to
Right.
be a bigger conversation at home and within the community for people to be
Absolutely.
comfortable in speaking out and saying that it's not okay for this kid to be, gosh, for lack of a better word, treated very like a criminal
Right.
before he's
How old
underage,
was he
before his
again?
parents were even there.
How old was he again?
16.
Yeah. So we're going to move off this topic because we could be here all day. Again, I think it's very clear that all of us, including our guest Matt here, agree that there was some issues with this conflict that we are missing, and we all give it a thumbs down as far as how it was handled.
Right.
And we'll look into how this is going to pan out. Again, with the social media guys, please be responsible and aware of what you're tweeting and what you're posting, because this is someone's child. Opinions are yours, and yes, that's your social media, but be sensitive to what's going on and when you put it out there. We appreciate that as LORT Nation. We like to ask that please be aware of what's going on in your surroundings.
Right.
All right, so we're going to move on to Nikki.
All right. So I'm a parent, and I have 2 boys that want every game. And for years, those games were always bought ahead of time. And I think there's a lot of people that suffered from the, oh my God, I have to have this game last year, and it just turned out to be horrible or not be playable for a while, right? So pre-orders last year were at the highest. This year, pre-orders are at their lowest. And you have some of the most amazing games coming out right now, like Destiny, right? So you have that coming out. You have the yearly Madden, the yearly FIFA, which usually lead pre-orders, and they're just not happening this year. And I'm looking at it from the perspective of 2 things. One is, are the people that buy these games actually fed up and just waiting for them to come out, like I usually do, to see if the game's worth it? Or has the download day one stuff precluded people from buying games, like being able to get them on Steam day one, or now you could buy it right on the Xbox or the PS4, right, and download it as soon as you get it? So which one of these are more responsible for the drop in sales? And a lot of people are saying it's last year's, look at Titanfall, right? It was like made out to be the latest and greatest, the next best thing. It's going to take down the 2 big shooters, and I don't know many people playing it anymore, right? In fact, Origin's trying to give it away to people by saying, play for 2 days and we'll give it to you for half price. So what is at the forefront of stopping people from pre-ordering, these AAA titles this year?
I can say that I think it's economy. We are
the
a little
economy
more.
is so much better this year.
Well, we are a little more thrifty. We are a little more aware of what we're spending,
Right.
keeping track of our budget, trying to make sure that, at least in this generation, and Pixie, you can tell me if I'm correct in your generation, because you're like a generation behind Nikki and I, that you want to be able to save up something to try to negate costs for maybe college or whatever else is going on. And as for Nikki and I, we have kids, so we really got to justify whether we're pre-ordering or not.
Right.
Because there's other things we have to budget for. And I think that the economy has a lot to do with it, because games are not just $10, $20 anymore. They're $60, $70. That's something that is a huge hit to your grocery budget or your gas budget or whatever you got to do. You got to buy school clothes or whatever is coming up. God forbid you don't have an incident with your car that you got to put tires on it. So as much as we want to buy those games and want to be, playing the next new thing, I think that for myself, it's easier for me to look at, all right, when the hype dies down, can I get it for 30% off? Because I'll wait. Or when the hype dies down, is it really worth all of that?
I think it's a lot of things, actually. I think it's when you're so easily able to, oh my God, my webcam, I'm super sorry, it's like derping off. Stop it. When you're so easily able to get things like online, like Steam. Steam
Right.
is like I just talked about last week, Steam outdoes Xbox Live in numbers of users now.
Right.
When you're so easily able to get things online in a digital copy, especially if it's a PC game, you don't need to worry about pre-ordering. It's not going to be gone.
Right.
Digital copies are like never going to run out.
Or-
They're always
That's
going
funny.
to be there, basically. Oh my god, my webcam is like blurring
It's okay,
out
it
and
looks
it's
fine on our
tripping me
end.
out.
No, it's
Okay.
fine. It's fine.
So
For me, it's why pay
So
all the
it's-
money up front?
well, it's the fact that games are not cheap at all.
Steam sale.
Like,
Steam sale is when you buy.
yes, exactly. Or if it's something like you really, really want, and like you have a bunch of friends who play it, and they're like, "Oh, it's so good." Like the Batman
Yeah.
games. Like I love the Batman games. I pretty much will buy any of the Batman games.
It just has to have Batman in it. You'll buy it anyway.
Yo, do not make fun of my hetero life.
I'm not making fun of your Batman. You love some Batman. But if you put Batman and peanut butter together, you're like, I gotta get it. It doesn't matter what the hell it is. It's Batman.
Yeah, pretty much. So
Nikki liked
thing
that. It
is-
tickled her.
the thing is, like, there's that as well as the fact game titles have been genuinely disappointing lately. Like they really have been. Like tons of people played Titanfall, and we told them exactly what we wanted Titanfall to be because we loved it, and then right
year
down
was-
the toilet. Okay,
Yeah,
so
last
like,
year, last year
So-
was the year of promises.
She
that
made
were
me
broken.
snort. That was good.
Yeah, she did.
So,
I love it.
So, like, you can just wait. You can see if the game's actually good. You can
Right.
let somebody else risk the money, and then you can come in when it's on sale or when it's been marked down or when everyone's like, oh, this game's so crappy. And you can be
So-
like, oh, I either want it or I don't.
Does that
Right.
mean I should cancel my pre-order for Evolve? Because I did pre-order.
No,
I
I mean,
really-
go for it.
I won't
Really want
pre-order
that game.
anymore. I mean,
I'm
I
on
look at last year. It's like last year was the year of the disappointment, and it all began with SimCity. You know, it was like,
right.
here it is, here's SimCity, and then that was horrible, and it ended with Titanfall. It was like all these big titles that they brought back or they were releasing, and it was like maybe there was one good one out of it. Meanwhile, the ones I liked the most were the ones that nobody was talking about, or
So
from the previous year. Like,
Rumfondle says that he has to admit that he pre-ordered a game specifically because there was a discount offered. All right,
Right.
so we know you wouldn't have ordered it any other way, right? Mal, what do you think? Have you pre-ordered anything this year?
No, to be honest, like the two issues I see are one, you have next gens like out right now. So if you want to like, play the next game, basically, you have to buy like the next gen console, like if you're a
Correct.
console player. And then on top
Oh,
of
that's
that,
actually a really good point.
like you're spending another $60 like per game that comes out, if not like a little bit more, because some people might want like the deluxe. And then like
Nikki, you
to
all
add
right?
to that,
I'm reading chat.
Okay.
and then to add to that, like Pixie said, you have Steam, you have like G2A, you have like all these companies that just sell you like discounted new games like instantly. Like you don't have to worry about going to the store. You don't have to go to like a midnight release. Like you don't have to do any of that anymore. So it's kind of a mixture of everything. Like I personally just stopped playing console games for that reason.
Yeah.
I can easily just go online and get like a free to play game. I think
It's
that's
too
the other
easy
thing.
these days, right? It's like crack, that damn Steam.
Yeah, I love Steam.
I do too. I love Steam.
I
It's super
do.
easy. Like, what? I can pay with PayPal. GG.
You know what the worst part of Steam is? It's like now that they have their app on the iPhone and iPad, it's like when someone says, "Oh, you got to try this game. I absolutely love it." I'm right on the app going, "All right, there goes $5 of my life." Okay.
Yeah, I agree. I think that they should just start having a direct deposit from your paycheck to Steam because that's how we roll. We
That's
can't
the
help
thing, That's
ourselves.
the thing to do. Here, Steam, take $50 out of my paycheck every month.
And just
so
let
that I
me
can just
download
have,
as
like,
many games as I possibly can. If they
3
came up with
million.
the $50 a month like membership plan and you could just go with the just download like you're crazy, I would be one of the first people to sign up. Let me tell you, right here. So I think we're gonna move on to our next topic. Is that me? I think it's me.
It's you, babe.
Next topic is, I generally don't play anything else but PC games. PC
Really?
all day long. And maybe a console every once in a while when my kid is not, she's like, play with me, play some Gears of War, let's do some headshots. And I'm like, yeah, that's what I'm talking about. So I started trying out various iOS or Android games for the iPad and my phone because I have this huge smartphone. I have the Galaxy, what is this thing? This huge screen. I don't even know if you guys can see.
What is that? Like some kind of
It's the
Nintendo
Note.
thing?
It's the Note, so it's huge. And I was like, why don't I try something on Android or iOS just to see how good it is? Because I've heard Nikki talk about playing on her iPad.
Yeah.
I do have an iPad in the house, but the kid usually has a hold of it all the time. So I've never played any games. So I started hunting around to see what might tickle my fancy, and I got sucked into a game called Monster Legends. You can play it on your phone, your iOS, or your Facebook, and it's kind of like Pokemon meets, I don't even know, one of those.
Do you have to catch them all?
No, you don't have to catch them. They battle against each other, but it's like one of those castle games where you have your fort and you make more ammunition, or you defend your little moat against people. So I've been playing that, and I'm telling you what, I have to check my phone every 30 minutes because I'm like, I gotta feed it, I gotta destroy something, it's like I have learned a whole new world of why people probably stay away from Facebook games. It's a bit of a mess. I feel like compulsive. And I realize that there's a lot more games out there that I've been missing. So I think what we're going to start each week is having you ladies suggest one game for me during the week. We'll do it on Friday, which is tonight. And you suggest one game that I will try and report back on next week that has to be for iOS or Android or iPad. Okay, Nikki has decided to throw down the gauntlet. I apologize, my sinuses.
I don't know if it's good. My kids loaded it and it just showed up.
So we're going to do that. We're going to pick a game for Shriv. And you guys in the chat, you guys can jump in on the action if you find something that you think that I should try and give it a go. Be my guest and tag it on Twitter. What should we tag it, guys? We should tag it Games for Shriv. Whatever. What the hell?
Yeah.
Games for Shriv? Okay.
Yeah, suggested games for Shriv. So we're going to tag it in the chat. I'll put it in the chat right now.
Now, you guys have Androids, though, right?
I have Android and Apple because I do have iPad in the house.
But Pixie has an Android, right? Yeah. It's gonna be
Apple's
different.
the spawn of Satan?
No, you just don't
put it out there. Just want to
No,
put it out there.
you just don't get the AAA titles that you get on the other side in Android. That's all. So it's tough.
I would just like to say that the reason the Apple insignia is the bitten apple is because it's the apple that poisoned Snow White.
And that's Pixie's opinion.
And I have no idea. Like, I don't want to put my hands on it. That's totally just my opinion.
I'm not
I'm just
telling
really
you that. I'm just saying when it comes to games,
Nikki works for Apple.
you can't say that.
No, I can't. I just like to troll you, Nikki. Come on.
No, but it's when I look at games, you just don't. There are never the same caliber games on both sides. Like I could
agree.
play.
I think that both sides have their valid opinions, or excuse me,
but it has nothing to do with who I work for. It has to do with who the game companies are making for.
Well, yeah, and I think the difference is
and it won't change.
The type of
developer.
I'm trying
each game
to see
has
this.
their.
I think that each gamer has a preferred device based off of what they play and how they play it. When it comes to like PC, right? When it comes to like Mac versus PC. And I think the same thing applies to Android versus Apple.
I think it's different. I think Mac versus PC wins the gaming argument, right? And I think when it comes to, I think Android is the Mac in that case, and Mac is the PC when it comes to portable gaming, and it just has to do with one thing, and it has nothing to do with working for somebody or I think I'm better than everybody else. It has to do with single platform, make it, and 300 million people have the game, instead of I got to make it for company A, and then I have to go in and make it for this processor and QA it, make it for company B.
Well, I mean,
and,
that's
right?
just a matter of ease. I mean, that's ease and convenience.
Right. It's
Hey guys, let's check out what the chat has to say, because Brumfondo is saying that the main games that he plays on his iPad are Tiny Tower and Tiny Death Star. Are you familiar with those, Nikki or
I've played
Pixie? I've
Tiny
never
Death
heard
Star.
either or.
What level, Broom Fondle, on your Tiny Death Star? I had to take it off. I was walking around playing it too much. This new one looks kind of weird. It's not.
Is
the
it a
same.
series where you get to play tiny whatever?
Well, you're building a tower, right? Up and down. So the
Oh.
Death Star is just a different type of tiny tower.
So I'm gonna have to
So
check that. Is that a free to play, guys? Because I only play free to play.
everything is always free to play. They get you by having to buy the stupid little gems at some point.
Oh, I see.
Like
So it's free to play,
like
buy to win.
like
Gotcha.
I've been playing a game from Peter Molyneux, 22 Cans. He made a game a long time ago called Populous on the PC, and on the Mac, and on the Amiga. All those had it back then. And the new game that he has is called Goddess, Godus, and it's out for iOS right now. And it's one of those God games that you feed them, you build their,
Ooh, I
you
like
sculpt
those.
their land, you get them to have babies and make workers for you.
I have
Yeah.
to write this one down. Hey, so Brumfondo says on level 136.
Awesome, Broom Fondle. Great. You're way
So,
above me.
so Mal, when it comes to cell phone games, what do you play? I mean, we all like we're all addicted to that one really bad cell phone game. Like I'm addicted to Flappy Bird. I have no problems admitting this. I have a
Yeah.
problem.
I was addicted to Flappy Bird for a while. Recently,
game.
it's called Smash Hit. I don't know why, but it's really addicting. And the other one's just 2048. I can't put 2048 down.
Oh God, don't start that. My roommate always with that thing. Oh,
Has anybody played this snake game that my kid is addicted to? I mean, it is ridiculous. It's basically you just have the snake and you have to go through these mazes until you touch the wall and then you have to start all over. It's like ridiculously simple, but they can't put it down.
really?
Is it a tilt
Snake.
game?
I know it's on Facebook, but I don't know if it's any other place. I just know that she's always, I'm like, what do you, go to bed, it's bedtime. But I'm almost done, I got another level.
Awesome.
Yeah, because like the game that I'm addicted to right now is like Pac-Man and Friends.
Aw.
Pac-Man and Friends.
It's a tilt game. You have to navigate through mazes and eat all the little dots. Nop. Walk.
So when you're in Georgia, you could come over and play Pac-Man on the real arcade machine in the basement.
Darn right, and I'm gonna
I would
die
play it.
level 1 over and over again.
We've got the book on how to beat it every time.
Oh, sweet. Let's do that because I'm bad.
We also have all the.
So, Nikki,
Mortal
what's your
Kombat.
next topic?
My next topic? I don't know if I'm going to come up with a next topic. I mean, the big part is Dragon Con next week, right? So
if
we've
you just
got.
go into the show notes, there's a topic for you.
Oh, you want me to take
snap!
that one? Do I really have to talk about neck massagers again? Wasn't that the beginning of the show?
Oh, that was the beginning of the show.
That was
Oh.
pre-show.
Okay.
We're not getting
All right.
into that.
So I was just looking at this and I totally threw it aside because it did not say anything about PS4, so it didn't work for me. But you know, the PlayStation Flash sale is on right now, right? Is that what you're talking about?
That's what I'm talking about.
And yeah, there's 19 games, $10 each. I mean, go right on the PlayStation Store. They're there for you. And they're amazing games too. They're just not games that I can play on my PS4. So BioShock 2, if you don't have that yet, I mean, you really need to get that so you could walk right into BioShock Infinite. Darksiders, DMC, Devil May Cry, Dynasty Warriors. There's a ton of it. And if you have a PS Vita, there's some games there for you too. So this is one of their sale, the midsummer, end of summer sale, whatever you want to call it. The, oh my God, PS4 is going to be so good in a year. We want to get out these games so we can make money on them still type of sale on the PS.
So do you guys think that they're trying to compete with Steam? Because I see a lot of things going on sale at various conglomerates. And
I don't know. It's competing. They're trying to make money on games that have been out for a while. Now that people know that they're really good, the people that haven't tried them can sit down and play them on their PS3. Wasn't BioShock Infinite one of the free games if you had a PS account for a while? So I mean, they're doing this in so many different ways, just trying to reward their longtime fans, their longtime supporters that are buying these products.
So Mal, what do you think? Do you think that they're competing? Because I don't know what the difference between this going to Valve or going to my local game store and getting a copy of a used version. I mean, you tell me.
To be honest, I think if they want to compete with Steam, they'd be dropping these prices like $15 or so.
Right,
because that's just what Steam does. They just put massive discounts on. I think Nikki's right in this case. It's more like, within the next year, people are going to make the switch over to the PS4, so let's make money on this while we still can.
And then from a marketing standpoint, Pixie, do you think that that's a great plan?
So I think one of the things that a lot of when you look at console users, they're console users, right? And most people who own a console own an Xbox or a PlayStation.
Not in my house.
I know there are cases where people own both. I own both. Like, I have friends who own both. Like Nikki owns both. But I think for the most part, people tend to prefer one to the other. And I think what they're trying to do is they're trying to make money off of what they've already got before they can't. But I also think some of it is they're trying to instill a sense of brand loyalty by throwing out these games right before they roll out a new, right before people switch to the new system. I'm sorry. Wow, English is super hard. Because these are incredibly good game titles. So rolling these out right before people swap over they're going to remember playing these on the PS3, and they're going to go, man, the PS3 had such good games. I bet you they're going to have better games than the Xbox console this year. So, like, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to get a new PS4 instead of going to the Xbox One. And so I think that's part of what it helps to do. Is it helps to get that last minute push before they do make the swap. So that they make the swap to those same brands. Which is actually really smart.
Oh, Nikki has something to say.
No, nothing. I read the last topics.
Oh, okay, because you were excited there for a minute. She sucked in air and everything.
No,
I was like,
I started reading the last topic, and I am so in tune with that. But, I love what she's saying about this because it's dead on. That's pretty much what I was trying to say, but she's much more eloquent at it than I was.
I don't know, Spy. I don't know if I'm PS4. I am more of probably an Xbox One in this house if I get my hands on one, because my tween is trying to negotiate an Xbox One. She has gathered every single game in the house that she doesn't play, every extra controller, you name it, we got it. She's ready to trade everything in on Xbox One, including her Xbox 360.
Before you commit to an Xbox One, you've got to see or play The Last of Us on a PS4 once.
Now, the Xbox in our house is primarily committed to the kids. So if I was going to, you're right, PS4 is correct for me. If I was going to have it for myself, I would go with the PS4 because I'm an adult and I have to have a storyline and I have to be sucked into my game. And, especially from coming from MMO to console, I've got to be like Mass Effect without disappointment. I mean, it's got to be there for me. I don't know. Do we ask our guests, Mal, Xbox One or PS4?
Yeah, which are you? Where do your loyalties lie?
Pretty much neither at this point.
Oh, neither.
Yeah.
Well,
if I had to,
that's a Wii U.
If I had to pick one, probably, I'd probably say the Xbox One.
Just because you want to be like the cool kids?
No, I've just been like a long-time Xbox player, so.
All right. So we won't call you on the carpet for that one. All right, guys, we're gonna move on to our next topic, which is Guardians of the Galaxy. If you haven't seen it yet, plug your ears. No, I'm kidding. I won't give any spoilers. You know how I roll. I don't do that. I took my mini
Spoilers.
and her bestie to see this movie.
Wait,
I
did you see it in IMAX in 3D?
I
Because
did
that
not
is the
see it in
only way
IMAX
to
in
see it.
3D
Oh, really?
because
I got it.
I will not see it in IMAX in 3D because I will get sick. All right. Sravasa doesn't do motion sickness. You know, I can't. No, it won't work that way.
Shavasta suffers from massive vertigo.
Yes, I can't even ride in the car as a passenger for certain lengths of time. But anyway, we went to see this movie, and I have to say that there's something to be said, especially in this generation, about the way movies are pumped out. They're just boom, boom. There's a movie about this. There's a movie about that. They got to rip all of our good books apart and make it into a movie. And you know those things never roll right. You read a book and you're sucked in, and it's such a great epic story, and you're like, damn, that's the last page, and I'm done. But you go to the movie and you're like, that was not what I read. But when you talk about Guardians of the Galaxy being transformed from a comic book series into a movie, I can tell you with all certainty that this was exactly what it was meant to be. It was a comic turned into a movie in all aspects of the comic that we've all read. My mini, Molly Squid was so impressed that she wants to now read the whole comic book series. And that's what I'm talking about. You should go to a movie and it makes you want to read the book or read the comic or whatever the case may be, especially when you're talking about something that is so familiar with most of us geeks or nerds. I think that this movie was awesome. I give it 5 stars if I got to do 5 out of 5. And the soundtrack spoke to me. Nikki,
yes,
the soundtrack
It spoke to you?
Epic. You got to get the soundtrack. It is in my playlist. Well, it's one of those things.
You've already just made me put it into my iPad that I remembered to tell my kids I'm going to take them to see that during Labor Day weekend.
It is something that you should take the kids. There's no language. There's nothing in it that you have to be parenting worried about. It is a very good movie, and it'll make you want to come out and hug your kids and go have some lunch somewhere.
And they already committed to another one, didn't they?
They did.
Yeah, because
it's really good.
All right,
I loved it.
Rocket Raccoon?
Rocket Raccoon.
Dude, he's so cute and fluffy.
It's great. And then, speaking of the movie...
You guys know how I am with fluffy things.
Funko,
really?
the toy
no
company... Funko, the toy company that's evading LORT Nation as a sponsor, came out with a dancing Baby Groot toy, and it is very, very cute. You guys should check it out. I'm not saying don't go buy their stuff. I'm just saying that if you want them to sponsor LORT Nation, then maybe you should just hashtag them to death on the Twitter. All right, so check that out. And I love some Jackson 5. So that soundtrack is epic. I just gotta say, I give it my all. I'm gonna put it on my playlist when I go to the gym tomorrow. Mal, did you see that movie yet?
Not yet, unfortunately.
You need to go, sir. What are you waiting on?
Yeah. I don't know. No one wants to go see it with me, and I have like.
Mal's got to go by himself.
Yeah, I'm one of those people that I'll like go to dinner by myself. But I won't go to like the movies by myself.
Wow, I'm the backwards person. I won't go to movies by myself, but I'll go to dinner because I can actually have warm food. But I got kids in the house anyway. But I'll be here all week. Nikki, what's your next topic?
Oh, one of my favorite things in the whole world. What the hell is that?
I don't know. Okay. You tell us.
No, I'm sorry. I was trying to get a sound effect up. Why don't you have a sound effect ready for us, Mr. Producer? I need a TARDIS going right now.
Mr. Producer Man.
Doesn't make sense. No, tomorrow, big day for all Whovians. Tomorrow is the return of Doctor Who. And it will be, I don't know, is this going to be the 12th or the 13th Doctor? Depending on if you call John Hurt one of the Doctors. But Peter Capaldi is taking over for Matt Smith. We're going from one of the youngest or the youngest Doctors to one of the oldest Doctors. Actually not. I mean, he's only in his 50s or early 60s, I think. But this is going to be a really big thing because they're bringing the Doctor back to like the roots, and this is going to be one of those series supposedly that everybody is going to latch back onto it. After David Tennant left, people were left wondering if Matt Smith could do a great job as the Doctor, and he wound up delivering not as well as him, but delivering nonetheless. And this is a big thing because we've been without Doctor Who episodes for almost a year now, so we finally get to see him again. So tomorrow night, 8 o'clock Eastern time, on BBC America, Doctor Who premieres.
It's going to be interesting. I'm like a couple series back because my kid decided she wanted to start watching it, and she is like on what do you want to call it? Season 4, so I'm a little behind. But it's interesting to see her watch it and get so sucked in. It kind of reminiscence of maybe the first couple of things that as a teenager you really were like Battlestar Galactica. Oh my God, you just were like sucked in. I just dated myself, but sucked into that show. Something that you kind of got the gist of, more of just a show, but it had that moral aspect of the show.
It's such a fun show. I mean, I grew up with it with Tom Baker and Tom Baker mostly from most of the time. And I just remember coming home from school and waiting until Saturday morning at 12 o'clock so I could watch Doctor Who, because that's when it would go on. And, you'd watch a little hour episode and then, you have to wait for the next week. And it was kind of cool because it was like, here's this guy that's like all sci-fi and everything, and his one weapon is a screwdriver. Sonic screwdriver. Yeah.
I am like the only one here who doesn't like Doctor Who. Mal, do you like Doctor Who?
No.
Oh, wow,
I tried to get into
it.
It's not for everybody. I have to say, it's not for everybody. It took me a bit to get into it.
People that don't like it.
I've tried watching it. It's just not something I get into. It just I don't see the interest. At least not for me. Like it's boring.
I think it's a generational gap, if you really want to be honest.
There's people her age that go nuts over it.
It's
just personality stuff. That's all.
All right, Nikki, don't be hollering at me like that. But okay, I'm kidding.
I'm not. I'm telling you, I have a niece. Her and her sister. One loves it, and the other one could take it or leave it. The other one's sitting there watching One Tree Hill all day, and the other one, and
One Tree Hill. Wow, that's taking it back.
And Lauren wants to watch Doctor Who, and it's just different. I can't get my kids to watch it.
It's an opinion. It's a perspective thing. If you can sit and pull more out of it than just watching a show, then hey, it's for you. If not, then it's boring. But everybody to each their own. That's what makes us all unique and special geeks, because we like various things. Excuse me. For example, I could not get into that show that Pixie was watching with the is it Black Box? I was like, what the hell? I still can't watch that show, but Pixie loves it.
What's it about?
So good. So it's about a neurologist who has bipolar disorder, and it shows like her life struggling with her bipolar disorder. And it's really amazing. Because they do like snapshots of her mania, and it's like so spot on from a psychological perspective.
Because she's very self-destructive when she does go into her manic phase, and they show every bit of her being self-destructive.
They do,
and then her trying to reconstruct her life as a professional on the back end after she's had this manic episode and trying to pick up the pieces because she can't help herself. She's manic, and to whether she stays on her medication or whether she doesn't. And it does. It's not for kids. I'll just say that it does delve into the aspect of her trying to have a relationship and be a normal functioning adult. I just think that it drags stuff on, and I get kind of bored in some episodes.
So like the thing is it's kind of like House, but with a female doctor who has bipolar disorder.
So Brumfondle says, has Black Box been canceled? He assumes that it was. Pixie's Googling it right now.
Yeah, I figured as much.
So, Nikki, are we committing to a live tweet for the premiere? Can you do that?
That's tomorrow at 8 o'clock. I have to check and see what's going on. I might be able to, but that was set aside for myself and Sarah. Obviously, I like British humor because I live with a Brit, right?
Yeah.
So I gotta see what she's doing. She's out on a date right now. So.
Oh, go ahead, Sarah. Get your groove on.
Yeah, thank God.
Nurse Jackie is the bomb. I love
Nurse Jackie. Yeah, that's awesome.
Oh, it's great.
So you know what? Has anyone ever watched Farscape?
Yes, of course. You're
Did
not
you
a
like
nerd
it?
if you haven't watched Fart. Yes.
All right, so I found out some information because I watch Netflix all the
Is this
time.
breaking news?
Yeah, it is.
Breaking news.
Last night I was watching. Yeah,
It got canceled.
break the death. Yes, it got canceled.
Oh.
So I didn't want to tell you, but it got canceled. But last night when I was watching Haven on Netflix, I saw one of the episodes and Claudia Black was in it. Which Claudia Black has been in almost everything, including Mass Effect. It's one of the.
Right.
So yeah, so I go and I look at it and I just check to make sure it's her because she looked really old in the show and she's not. She's like younger than me, and when I'm reading it, they said that she's committed to the Farscape movie. And I'm like, Farscape movie? And then I started looking at Farscape movie, and they said pre-production for the Farscape movie, and it's now going to go back into a TV show after the movie. I'm like, what?
What?
So, yeah.
What?
Farscape is going to be
Holy
a feature-length movie followed by another TV series.
Oh, I'm going to be so freaking excited.
Ben Broder is coming back. So is Claudia Black and Gigi Edgley and a couple of the other characters. Obviously, the guy that played Dargo can't because Dargo. Well, sorry, we don't give spoilers, right?
We don't give spoilers, you guys.
Nope. Yeah.
So anyway, I think I'm epically excited about this announcement because I didn't know. So those of you who were in love with this series, wanted it to come back, it's on its way back, and believe me, we will be chatting and talking about this every freaking week. We're gonna call it Farscape Updates.
Yeah, and it's far out and it's absurd and they're playing with puppets, but it's still freaking incredible.
So officially, we will now add in the show notes Farscape Update, and now until infinity, until the show comes back. All right, so we're gonna add that in there, and Nikki is gonna be in charge of updating us on Farscape each week.
Gigi, you just volunteered yourself for a new job.
Oh, gee, it's about time. I usually do absolutely nothing, right?
Right?
Yeah, pretty much.
Oh my God, Pixie, what's your next topic?
Okay, so first of all, it's okay. I'm a little upset Black Box got canceled, but it's okay because How to Get Away with Murder is going to start soon.
My God, I can't wait for that.
Yes, Shonda Rhimes is my lady.
Shonda the bomb, okay? I have to tell you.
So bomb.
So what is this show?
Grey's Anatomy and Scandal are like the two best things on the planet, and then you have Shonda Rhimes coming in, making a mad lady, like, who's a lawyer and teaches people how to get away with murder.
We can go off on Shonda Rhimes all day long, but we're not.
Anyways,
so let's move on.
anyways, this is so not the topic. Okay, so while Gotham doesn't debut until September 22nd, Fox has now offered the pilot to press for review purposes following a screening at Comic-Con last month. Right up front, I think I should mention that this isn't necessarily true. I kind of object to a Batman-less Batman series. I really do. But I think it's going to be very interesting. So interesting, in fact, that I'm not opposed to it.
So what's it about?
That's very intriguing when it comes to Pixie.
If Batman's not in it, what's it about?
It's a prequel to the prequel.
In it, but he's not in it in the way you think.
So I guess you're gonna have to watch it, Nikki.
So is this like Better Call Saul? You know, they're in it, but really? You know, like they're in it, but not really. Okay, then why am I watching it?
She just said Better Call Saul. Oh snap!
Well, that's a new series, right?
I do. I just got what you said. I don't know about you guys in chat, but if you got it, hashtag it. Oh, that was awesome.
Oh, it's not the name of it? Oh, God, I messed up.
Anyway, keep going, Pixie. Woo. Good for me.
So, I mean, I'm kind of like I said, I'm not necessarily opposed to this. because as much as I love Batman, there was a person before this magical, mystical Dark Knightness. And so
Wolfie.
shh, I'm molesting him. It's okay.
Uh-oh.
He said yes. It's okay. But so I'm not really opposed to it. I mean, Mal, what do you think? I know you like Batman.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm pretty interested in it. They're actually bringing to light like a few villains that you wouldn't normally see, like movie wise. They're bringing in like Riddler and stuff.
Oh.
Yeah.
Jim
they're
Carrey?
actually, you really gotta look you really gotta look into it. They're gonna have some big names. They're looking at Jada Pinkett Smith. Who else do we see? There's lots of big name people coming in and playing some little characters to give them life, to give them oomph in the series.
What TV? What station is this going to be on? Fox.
It's gonna be on Fox.
Oh, so they're going to cancel it the first year?
Oh,
pretty much.
So it's going to be an awesome show, and they're going to be like, "Oh, it cost us a little too much to make it. We know everyone likes it, but screw you all. We're canceling it."
Yep.
It's called Heartbreak Network.
Yeah.
Yeah,
sorry.
pretty much. Fox, the network where awesome shows go to die.
Woo!
Hey, how about that Firefly? Oh, it'll never take. Cancel that.
You better play the board game. You better play the tabletop game if you wanted to see some Firefly, because you ain't gonna watch it on TV. Anyways, Mr. Producer Man, that'd be Ian.
Mr. Producer, why you cultivate?
Roll that Energized footage for me, sir. All right, we're gonna just be quiet while Ian roll some footage for you guys to take a look at.
Delicious chocolate Energized. Pop 1, 2, or 3, then go. Be your best.
Yeah, we're waiting for Ian.
It's on. Shh.
There's nothing on.
Oh, it's done now. JK.
Oh, wow, it's done already? Okay, anyways, so guys, if you want to, Ian, you see that there keyword? Can you type that so that we can do the giveaway, please? Before I type it myself. Not gonna happen. Guys, we're doing a giveaway with Energized, and we're giving you people that are here in chat an extra chance to win the contest. Only for you people that are in chat, if you type the keyword that Ian's going to put in there, you will get an extra entry into the Energized giveaway contest that we're doing. And you should be seeing a link come up as well to enter the contest if you want to hit it one more time. You know, like Brittany. Energized is a bunch of caffeinated candy. Who doesn't need caffeinated candy when you're gaming? Pixie, Mal,
everyone.
Oh, I do. I mean,
wait, everyone does need it. I'm wrong. I'm sorry. I'm bad.
So enter. We're gonna give you a few more minutes to enter that, because that's gonna give you extra entries that everybody else out in social media land does not have. Because we love you guys for coming and hanging out and giggling with us over our various things that we quite enjoy. Hence my Bon Qui Qui fit that I had earlier.
Bon Qui Qui.
Oh, I love some Bon Qui Qui.
all right.
All right, we're giving you guys a few more minutes to enter. Giveaway will be this week on the Twitter.
Nah, dude, I'm all about that hashtag caffeine life.
Right?
Thank you. This episode of LORT Nation brought to you by the one and only Diet Dr. Pepper. Thanks to me. They're not a sponsor of ours, but you know,
she buys enough that she might as well sponsor our show herself.
I think she reached a new limit today at 10 cans open at once.
Yo, guys, if you want...
What, 10 cans?
Yeah.
No, you're
Does
so
she wear a
it was
catheter
like
or what?
It was like 3.
It's IV. Pippin' in.
Do you
Yeah,
get up
I
to
just
go to the
I IV
bathroom?
this junk in.
Brumfondo, you can enter just so we can call your name, baby. It's all right. We won't ship it to you, but we'll just yell your name out. Hey, guys, if you guys think that there's a sponsor out there that should be sponsoring LORT Nation, then you tweet the crap out of them, all right? Tag us in it. Ask them why the hell they're not sponsoring us yet. You get him on the Twitter, you get him on the Facebook, and you get him on the whatever Instagram. I don't know.
I just
I
got a
don't follow
message
that
from the.
stuff.
I just got a message from the 4th Doctor.
Oh my God! Did you really? What did it say?
Glad there are others who feed the addiction.
So
Tom Baker is a man of few words. What can I tell you?
That's all right. All right, so we're gonna roll into our shout outs. Let's go with Nikki first.
Well, shout out to anyone that is going to come out and see us at DragonCon, both myself and Pixie, and the meetup at Gigabytes Cafe in Marietta, Georgia. So remember, both Pixie and I will make our Twitters available. Is that right, Pixie?
Yes.
Okay, good. So mine's at Star Citizen AA. And we're also going to be sending stuff to Carmen to tweet out for us. So there'll be lots of fun stuff going on. I've never been to DragonCon, so I'm relying on people like Pixie to tell me where I need to be when. But I'll be working with CIG for a little bit, Cloud Imperium Games and the Star Citizen panels that they have. So shout out to everyone I see.
All right, so huge shout out to you, Mel. Thanks for being here. We really appreciate it. You've been awesome. Give yourself a round of applause.
And
Mal, where can people find you if they don't know where you are out in the social media online universe?
I, in fact, tweeted this episode.
Yeah.
Use Twitter. Super easy to access. I believe his
just,
Facebook is linked on it.
At CurseMel. It's fine for my Twitter. Currently don't have a Facebook for my fan page yet, so.
And you don't have to. We won't make you.
I'm certainly not going to make you.
All right.
And then, of course, shout outs to Curse for letting us borrow him, because that's awesome. So thanks so much. Super appreciate it. And shout outs to all of our lovely chat viewers. In particular, MMO Buff. I love you guys. I hope to see you guys soon.
And that's all for you?
Yeah, why you gotta be so rude? I'm gonna cut you.
All right, my shout outs tonight go out to Energized and Super 2K. They are working their magic over there trying to help out LORT and get us popping, as they say. And I also want to give a shout out to the mini first week of school is ended. We've had no incidents. Everything has come home on time, and she just talked me into Facebook, guys. So I am now, my cherry's been popped. My kid's on Facebook, and I have to now parental unit monitor the whole Facebook thing. So my life has changed.
Oh, wow.
Pray for me. Pray for me. Because today I had to tag her on her Facebook and tell her to clean her room.
That's some parenting there.
It's some parenting, right? We have to use the tools that we've been given.
Absolutely.
So, as per most parents who are not comfortable with their kids having a lot of social media things like Facebook, because I really don't, I think that you can only hold it back from your child for so long. I would say that there's going to be an update each week on the struggles of this Facebook thing. I do have her password. I do have her login. I am a friend of hers, and she cannot friend anyone without my permission. Therefore, there will be updates to see how this goes. All you parents out there that are thinking about getting your kid Facebook, maybe you might want to watch how I react in the next couple of weeks to see if I change my mind. It's going to be a ride.
All right, and then, of course, Matt, what's your shout-outs, buddy?
All right. First off, I want to thank you ladies for having me on the show tonight. So a huge shout out to you guys. Also, shout out to Curse Gaming, Cooler Master, Energized, Alienware, Astros, and Loot Crate. So those are my shout outs. And yeah, again, thank you guys for having me on.
Not a problem, and I'm sure we'll be more
thank
than
you for
happy
being
to
here.
drag you back, kicking and screaming.
Yeah, you guys, we will be doing various tournaments throughout the year. Every couple of months, we're going to pick a game, or we're going to roll deep in the prizes and the giveaways for our charity. So be on the lookout on our social media to see how that's coming about and how you can participate. I also would like to thank everyone who has donated to our STEM Education Foundation thus far. You guys are great, and the money does not go to us. It goes to our foundation, which will in turn be given to some needy children who are working their way through school towards a goal of finding a job and going to college for STEM education careers. That could be anything in science, technology, engineering, and math, which means these little minis are going to be making the games that we're going to be playing for years to come. So tell your friends, hide your wife, hide your kids. Get your friends here next week. We're going to be back and doing the same damn thing, but bigger and better. So, as we say,
go
ahead.
Are you going to be doing this alone next week?
I am not. Of course not.
No,
We're
I'll
gonna
be here. I've got
How?
my mom's internet.
All right. So, okay.
Friday late night.
So, Nikki, you're going to
Mom's
Pixie's
internet.
mama's house, okay?
No,
Just so you
Wanna
know.
come hang out with my mom's? Yo, she's adorbs. We'll drink a whole like
I'm-
6 bottles of wine, and I'll just lay on the kitchen floor drunk like I did last time.
That sounds awesome. I may be tied up with some people that I'm going to be hanging with at Dragon Con, but let's see.
Mm-hmm.
I might be the one on the phone next week.
You could be. All
Yeah,
right,
you
so
never know.
round
All
table
right.
out, guys. Peace. Watch
Bye,
that video one
guys.
more time. On Kui Kui.
Fun, quick!
Dance it out, ladies. Dance it out. Work it, work it.
Stop, bro.
Come on,
We
Mal.
have to go beep
Dance
beep.
it out. Dance it out.
Bro.
Shoot him.
I'm a
Sprinkler.
you.
Delicious
Yeah, I'ma
chocolate
cut you.
Energized. Pop 1, 2, or
You gotta
3,
cut her.
then go. Be your best.
Nikki, we're gonna cut a who?
We're
I
gonna cut
love you guys.
Fun, quick!
So much
It's the
fun.
producer, man.
It's the
I
producer, man.
hate you for showing me that song. You don't understand.
So awesome.
Because it's like all I listen to now is Mr. Gun.
Now,
It's so awesome.
It's awesome.
now that's no. When we play the music at the beginning, that can't get us called out on their stupid new content ID system.
No, what happens is